Right now I've shown you how to make your account and how to put sounds into Soundation. Show you how to play with them, edit things and move things and make the volumes different and effects to make things sound more interesting and customize it and really compose it more on your own. So first, once you have your tracks picked out, this is more of a personal preference thing. You don't really need the library anymore. So if you go up to View and unclick Show Library, you get all the workspace. So a few things to show you. First, the mute and solo buttons here, this M and S. So if I start playing the whole song, and I'm going to start clicking the mutes, it mutes specific channels, so you cannot hear that channel anymore. You can only hear the other channels. So for instance, right now I have everything muted except for channel 4 here. Everything else is muted. And you can mute some tracks and not others. Now, so muting mutes that channel, so it does not play anymore. Now solo, if you hit the solo button, will stop the other tracks from playing except for the track you hit the solo button on. So I'm going to start with everything playing, and I'm going to solo the piano part, and then the others will stop. And that lets you edit one track at a time. So that's just those handy tools that can make things change. Now, the way to change the volume of something. So for instance, let's say I want the piano to be quieter. I would go to volume, and then I have this gray line here. I can move it up and down, and that's going to change the playback level. Whoops. So moving the whole line together changes the level of the track in its entirety. Now you can also, if you click on different spots, you can, what they call automating, you can make it louder and softer and louder and softer and louder and softer in different spots. Louder and softer based on where it is in the graph. So you get softer, and then louder. Louder again. To get rid of I just made the mistake. If you don't want to be editing the volume, display off, then the volume goes away. And that's how we change volume. Another effect is going to be panning. Panning is left and right, so it makes it come out of a left speaker, right speaker, a left headphone, a right headphone. And you can pan the entire line together, or you can make it go from left to right and right to left, depending on what you want, making it sound like the instrument is on different sides of the room. Now, I want you to add an effect. I'm going to solo, let's say, the bass line here. I would like you to add an effect to each track that makes it sound different. So with the plus sign, you have all these different effects that mean other very specific things. So for instance, distortion is pretty plain, like this distortion on a guitar would be. You can make it distort more or less, different types of distortion. And we can add, X to get rid of it. And we can add, you can play with these, right? Reverb, making it sound like it's in a larger room with a little bit of an echo. And different aspects make it a little narrower. Really, it just comes down to playing with these different effects, seeing what you think sounds cool and sounds cool with each other. Now, the track I have not talked about yet is the random sound. At the beginning of my song here, I've added a little bit of a static thing. You know, yours can be something else, but for instance, just to play it for you. I have this track soloed, unsolo, play them all. So I've added that staticky sound. You might want someone talking underneath. Maybe you could have a crash somewhere in your song. I would like a bit of a sound effect like that, a bit of a random sound. And I believe the last part of this I need to talk about is fading in and fading out. So radio songs, right? When they get to the end, they gradually get softer. Songs you hear on the radio, and they get softer and fade away. And we can do that very easily in Soundation. So the way to do that is you're going to want to go to View and Show Master Channel. Now, the Master Channel affects everything. Affects all of it. So you want to go to the Master Channel, then you want to go to Volume. And I've already done this here, but if you click on the volume line, you'll get a new bead, and it lets you make it get softer gradually. It's just a personal preference of mine. I like it to be steep, then slightly less steep, and I like the way it sounds when it's a little bit less gradual. And if we listen, you'll hear that's nice and steady, and then it starts to fade away.